Do we need lower interest rates or do we need lower home prices? That's what I want to know from you today. Now, many of y'all have already told me you want lower home prices. I had a viewer send me this clip from Fox News about why homes are so unaffordable. I'm curious what you think about this. This Fox News host loses it, crashes out on the housing market. Check this out. It starts with Trump. Then you'll hear from the Fox News host.
President Trump says the Federal Reserve is hurting the housing market with high interest rate. And he's promising swift actions. I'll pause.
And I got a bad recommendation when I went with Jerome too late. You know, it's just, he's too late. Hurting the housing. I mean, our housing industry is good, but it could be phenomenal. Because of him and his high interest rates, the housing is less than it could be.
So according to Trump so far, it's the interest rates. Notice he didn't talk about home prices whatsoever. All he's talking about is the payment and interest rates. The reason why housing is not better than it could be, whatever that means, I guess more expensive or higher home prices, is because interest rates aren't low enough. I agree with him on that. If interest rates come down, home prices will probably go up.
We're going to get that straightened out very quickly.
And he's starting to straighten out the Fed too, including a push to fire one of the officers there. I'm going to get to that in a second. But Charles,
Lisa Cook should be terminated if she actually committed mortgage fraud. I don't know if she did, but if she did commit mortgage fraud, should be terminated, definitely.
Payne is kind enough to join us before his show, Making Money Begins, over on Fox Business. Charles, first off, I want to give people an understanding of what the president means about how much these high rates are hurting the average American.
These high rates are hurting the average American when it comes to buying a home. The truth is, many home buyers choose payment over the actual price. That's how consumers buy product. So in that sense, he's correct, but I'm curious what you think.
What happened was because the Fed went on this, what they call this aggressive rate hiking cycle, they created this really crazy thing where most people who have a mortgage have about a 2.5%, 3% mortgage.
Right.
Mortgages went to 7%. They're like high 6.
72% of homeowners with a mortgage have a rate under 5% right now.
And they're like high 6%. You wouldn't sell a house, even if you have a big profit on it, to buy a new house at the higher mortgage rate. So the housing market is stuck. In the meantime, prices have just gone up and up and up. Right. This is the most unaffordable housing market in history.
Right.
Housing prices have gone up and up and up. At least he admitted that.
And up and up.
Right.
This is the most unaffordable housing market in history.
Right. So 0.6% drop in new home sales. That's significant. 499,000 new homes inventory. That's unbelievably low.
So according to this guy on Fox, 499,000 new home sitting on the market unsold. That's incredibly low. Do we have a short supply of new homes? According to Fox News, we do.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Even with the home sales, it's almost all cash buyers. Rich people are buying houses. It's ironic because older folks are selling them, but older folks are buying them. Your household formation, the crux of our economic engine. You know, people get married, they have children, they buy a house. That's called the economic engine. It's stalled. It's completely stalled. The Reserve is working off old blueprints. Right. You know, and the people who don't want them to lower rates are saying, well, the market's higher, everything's higher. That has nothing to do with the average American.
So according to Charles Payne, the average American doesn't understand the fact that interest rates need to be lower. Forget the fact that asset prices are through the roof in the stock market and the housing market. You just need lower interest rates. You don't understand.
The thing is, Jerome Powell says, well, I'm not really sure how the tariffs are going to affect everything. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen with inflation. Well, it's 2.8%. Get used to it.
Yeah, get used to it. Get used to higher inflation for longer. It should be very clear to you that the people in charge of monetary policy want higher asset prices. They want inflation, not deflation. The idea that you're going to wait around for deflation of assets is counterintuitive, or goes counter to what the people at the top are trying to do. Remember that.
How about this? October 20, 2007 was the last time the housing supply was near these levels.
Right.
Whoever made this graphic for this guy from Fox, like in the back room, the tech person, didn't do him any favors because, October of 2007 was the last time new housing supply was at that level of 499,000. But that's a high level. That's going all the way back to 2007. That's like a record high for us. It's not low, it's high. The guy has no idea what he's talking about.
But that's the last time we were stuck like this. And that's what you would open up.
This is what we're talking about, right? The rates here are just unsustainable. They're just too high. They're
Too high. Rates are too high. You heard it. Rates are too high. Got to lower rates.
high.
Look at how low they were. The market was moving. Everybody was selling. This is an opportunity. Let's go up. We make a little bit more money.
Everything is moving at low rates. Listen to this again. Listen to what they want, right? And they're just mimicking what the administration wants. Listen to this.
Rates here are just unsustainable. They're just too high. They're too high.
Look at how low they were. The market was moving. Everybody was selling. This is an opportunity. Let's go up. We make a little bit more money.
This is opportunity. Prices go up. We make a little more money. This clip is perfect. This sums up exactly what you probably don't want, but what the people in charge do want. Why? Because they all own assets. Now, if you own assets, this is good news for you. Because if you own assets, you want lower interest rates. You want to refi and pull that tax-free cash out. You want to do that. And by the way, when you refi a property with lower interest rates, if it's an investment property, not your primary home, that doesn't count. If it's your investment property, you pull that cash out, tax-free money. Guess what else happens? You get to write off the interest on that tax-free money that you took out. That's how it works.
And the next ball, I think, tells the story, because this is stunning. A 60% increase from 2021 in the household income that is needed to afford a house at $126,000. That's 60% up. Right. But if you look at from the increase from 2021 to 2024, just 1.3%. Right.
It takes a higher median income now to buy a house. That's no doubt. They're right about that. But it's because of the interest rates. You don't need to pay attention to the prices. Ignore the prices behind the wall. Ignore the prices behind the curtain. Pay no attention to that. Focus on interest rates, folks.
Crazy. I mean, that's why it's unaffordable. The average person simply cannot afford a house. Jay Powell has the lower rates so that we can have household formation. Also, auto loans have gone up.
He changed to auto loans, but same principle, right? People have been waiting around for autos for cars to be cheaper. They haven't. Prices haven't come down. Remember when people were like, car prices are going to crash? Hasn't happened. And again, it's because of interest rates why you can't afford that house or that car, not because of prices. Unreal.
Delinquencies on credit cards are going up. Before, people were paying 16, 17%. Now they're paying 23, 24%. It's hurting the average person out there. They have to do something immediately.
So
they have to do something immediately. First off, you shouldn't wait around for anybody to do anything for you, especially from the government. But the other part here is that forget the fact that inflation has driven people to spend more on their credit card. You just need a lower interest rate so you can keep spending, keep the economy going, keep paying higher prices. Pay $20 for a burger at McDonald's. You need the lower interest rate so you can do that. The price part of the equation, pay no attention. It's just unreal. Anyway, I wanted to get your reaction to this clip. And well, I think I know what it'll be, but I'd like to see it in the comments. All right. I'm the housing nerd. I'm out.